What's going on, guys? This is the Red Rogue, and I hope you're all doing well today. I personally have been feeling a little weird, like I haven't gone outside and I don't like sunlight anymore, and I can't eat garlic, and I love garlic. And I've been feeling the need to boss short people around like way more than usual, but I guess that part's not really an issue. I don't know, I guess most of it might have to do with all the changes that Flagellation has received on the PTR, and I've been going Venthyr on the PTR to test it. So, maybe if I talk about Flagellation, I'll be able to actually leave my house again and not combust into flames when I eat garlic bread. So let's go over these Flagellation updates together. Before I get too wrapped up in today's topic, I just wanted to say hello, welcome, and thank you so much to the newest patron of the channel, Beta. I truly appreciate the support, my friend, and I'll do my best to continue improving the quality of the videos and the channel in general. Flagellation, for those who just giggle at the name like I totally never did, is the Venthyr Rogue Covenant ability. This move has seen a number of changes since the beta stages of Shadowlands, and we'll be seeing yet another with patch 905. Please do keep in mind this information is still very new and can be somewhat volatile, but I was really excited at this chance for Venthyr to become a much more enjoyable Covenant to play, so I figured I'd hop on the PTR and fiddle with this move. The current live version of this whipping attack is very cumbersome to use in my opinion, and to be honest, is most of the reason why I didn't go with Venthyr for my own personal rogue, even though Venthyr has by far the coolest Covenant armor, and the zone in general is my favorite. The ramp up time to reach a mere 15% haste is far too long on live servers, and the damage of the ability is really low, and the fact you have to re-trigger it to gain the haste is just really inconvenient. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself though, so I'll just explain how the current iteration of Flagellation works. On live servers right now, Flagellation is a minute and a half cooldown that costs 20 energy to use. You'll slap your target with 3 Anima Lashes, which causes a stacking buff called Flagellation to start stacking. Every time you spend combo points, you'll lash the target for extra damage, and you gain stacks of Flagellation equal to how many combo points are spent at a time. This effect lasts for 20 seconds, and when you recast the move, you'll gain 0.5% of haste for every stack of Flagellation that the target got, and that haste buff then lasts for 20 seconds. You can get up to 30 stacks on a target, meaning 15% haste is the maximum amount of buff you can receive from this move at any given time. The lashes are also more like feather ticklings, as the damage is very minimal. In comparison, the patch 905 version is looking to be a much more amped up version of Flagellation without nearly as many headaches or issues to deal with. First off, this latest version costs no energy to use. It also doesn't have to be reactivated to trigger the haste buff from the Flagellation stacks, which is exceptionally less of a nuisance. You'll also do one harder hitting lash when you first cast Flagellation instead of multiple small ones, and now each lash gives you 1% of haste instantly instead of only 0.5% haste when you re-trigger it. This means that while you're spending combo points, you're already getting a stacking haste buff. You'll only have 12 seconds to spend as many combo points as you can though, because once that 12 seconds is over, you'll retain however much haste you earned for another 12 seconds. The mini lashes from spending combo points were also buffed quite a bit too, so the move can actually do a modest amount of damage overall in comparison to its current form. You still can earn up to 30 stacks of Flagellation, which means a whopping 30% haste buff if you can burn through your finishing moves fast enough in that first 12-second window. An added benefit I've noticed on the PTR is that if for some reason your target dies before the initial 12 seconds of Anima Lashing occurs, then you instantly trigger an extra 10 stacks of Flagellation, so an extra 10% haste basically, and it automatically triggers the second portion of Flagellation as well. That way you don't lose out on the opportunity to use your haste buff. The Lashing Scars conduit has also been changed to go along with this new Flagellation. Instead of 2 extra lashes when you activate the ability, you'll use 4 extra lashes, meaning just by triggering Flagellation you'll start with 5 stacks, or 5% haste basically. Unfortunately, those extra lashes from the conduit are just the mini ones like when you spend combo points, and not that big hit like when you do the initial cast. Otherwise, I think this conduit would be exceptional. I'm dubious of how strong it'll be, though the extra 4% haste right off the bat is pretty nice. Actual tuning and DPS performance is still up in the air on the changes made to Flagellation, so I can't really give a definitive answer like, oh yeah, this will totally make Venthyr the most viable spec ever, here's all the clickbait thumbnails you could ever want, or anything like that. However, I can tell you folks that I do think it is infinitely better than the current version on live, and it shows just how much of a buff Flagellation needed to be noticeably stronger. Who knows, potentially we might see a lot more vampire boys running around, whipping enemies with reckless abandon, but that is still very much up for debate. Having the ability to instantly give you an extra 10 stacks of haste if the target dies in the first 12 seconds is a great improvement though, and makes the ability far less punishing to use if there is a target that's going to die faster than you can spend combo points on it, or if the druid in your group or the fire mage instantly nukes it because of Convoke or Combustion or something. You know how it goes. While I'm still testing it, I imagine you'll still want to have something that lives as long as possible to get the extra damage out from those anima lashes and so you can spend combo points on them, but it might work out depending on which spec of rogue you're playing. Burning through 25 to 30 combo points in 12 seconds isn't exceptionally easy, unless like you're in AoE as Subtlety for example with Shuriken Storm, or if you roll like Broadsides as Outlaw, then it's definitely possible. Assassination is a bit slower at spending combo points, so it might just be a little trickier to do it for them, but again, if the target dies before the buff falls off and you can get a few Envenoms or Ruptures out, then that extra 10 stacks from it dying might be enough to make you hit 30%. Overall, I'm pretty hyped to see that Flagellation will be seeing some changes with patch 905. I don't know if these will be the final definitive changes for the future or if we'll see even more better ones. But hopefully there is only good things in the future for us vampire rogues, or just rogues in general, as overall our Covenant abilities could use a little bit of attention, as none of them are really quite as impressive or have that wow factor of like Convoke for instance, though I don't think many Covenant abilities in the game have that wow factor of Convoke, which to me shows a bit of dissonance in the balancing and design of Covenant abilities, but that's a topic for another day. Anyways, I hope you folks enjoyed this look on the PTR at Flagellation for Venthyr rogues. If so, then please consider leaving a like or a comment on this video, and if you're new around here, then feel free to check out the rest of the channel. I cover a lot of different topics, though I obviously have a soft spot for rogue-specific things. And as always, my gratitude to you, my viewers, commenters, subscribers, and especially my patrons, who all help make these Shiba Shenanigans possible. Thank you all so much for watching. This is the Red Rogue, and I'll see you guys around.